done.
We freed the timeline. We found him. Beyond the storm. A citadel at the end of time. He's terrifying. He planned everything. He's seen everything. He knows everything. It's complicated, okay? But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
Boots on the ground now, archives.
Who are you?
Hope. And give you more time. If you help me. So, what's it gonna be? Antman.
In today's video, we're going to go over Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania's newest trailer, Ant-Man 3, and how it relates to the plot leak, and how this trailer confirms the plot leak is at least 90% real, because so much of what happens in the trailer was posted in a plot leak 6 months ago. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube boys? Do you hear? If you are new around, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture based content that we do on the daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below, what do you think is the most significant part of the trailer? And do you think there is misleading and misdirection going on in this Marvel trailer? Now, we know due to Infinity War and Endgame, Marvel is famous for throwing stuff into trailers that never makes the final cut of the movie. But now we know movie studios can be sued for misdirecting and lying about certain characters, about certain plot points in movies. Would they have the balls to actually put fake stuff to misdirect you into trailers? We know they've got the money, but we know Disney is hemorrhaging money and losing money, so we don't know. So also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG. Right, let's get into this video. So we've watched this trailer multiple times. We've also watched it at 0.25 speed, and realistically, you don't really see anything different. Yeah, sure, you see a few things in the background that you don't pick up when you're playing at normal speed, but realistically, it doesn't make a difference what speed you play this trailer at. So, there's a lot of people I've looked on Twitter who seem to think Ant-Man is going to die because Kang the Conqueror, it's been confirmed by the director, this is Kang the Conqueror. There's going to be many variants of Kang in the MCU franchise going forward, but this one in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, Quantumania, is Kang the Conqueror, and he will be the main Kang that we see in Kang's Dynasty and in Avengers Secret Wars. So, careful for spoilers, we're going to spoil stuff. So based on the plot leaks, Ant-Man doesn't die, which shouldn't really be a mystery, because in the trailer, they make it clear his helmet gets smashed off. And they only do that to differentiate the different Ant-Mans that we see in the trailer. That is literally the only reason why that happens. Now, we don't know why there's multiple Ant-Mans in this trailer. It could be for a multitude of reasons. So, in this trailer, it appears, like I said, it could be misdirection. It could be anything. So I'm not actually taking this trailer that serious, except for the stuff we see Kang do. So it appears that Jonathan Majors, Kang, can give Scott time back with his daughter that he missed when he was in the quantum realm. But also, a question that no one on the internet is questioning or even asking: how long in real time is going to be spent when they all get sucked into the quantum realm? Is it going to be they come out of the quantum realm and all of a sudden Avengers 5 is happening and it's 3 years later? Because time and space runs very differently inside the quantum realm. So Kang offers Ant-Man something. In return, do we have a deal? For some reason, Scott Lang Ant-Man is the only person who can help him. So he offers him time, basically offers to create a new timeline, because as we know, Kang can control the timelines. He can freeze them, he can go back and forth. Some people make the comparison that Kang just has the time stone. No, this is totally different. Totally different. So, within the trailer, he splits himself into multiple variances of himself, which has led some people to believe that he's actually in a different timeline in some kind of way. So, all Kang wants, and I keep seeing people going, yo, Kang's big plot revealed. Kang's big plan revealed. Really? Really? Behave. Kang just wants to escape the quantum realm. That is it. He wants to escape the quantum realm. For some reason, he is stuck in quantum realm, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because he is the master of time, yet he's stuck in the quantum realm. So, Kang offers Lang the opportunity to go back in time and experience the 5 years he missed out during the blip, another chance with his daughter. Now, I don't know if this trailer's misleading, but it's like, yo, I don't know who he is, but he's going to give us another chance together. Then you see Cassie and Antman hugging each other. It is either misdirection or it's actually showing you what happens in the real movie. But as the plot leak is basically already confirmed, I don't know if I believe this trailer, because movie studios can now be sued if they mislead or put characters or actors in movies that don't appear in the final act. So we know that Janet has been in the quantum realm before, and she was helping Mr. Kang the Conqueror until she discovered real plan. So this part here, it's not actually, but it will happen. So Janet is going to explain she knows Kang. She's already been down there. We pretty much know, based on San Diego Comic-Con D23, this is somewhat real, that we will see a variance of a flashback and Janet talking with Kang. He tells Janet that she can use his chair, but we don't know if they're going to use the chair in the MCU, so it might be just a space travel, multiverse travel ship. So he basically told Janet that he can use the chair to escape the quantum realm to the real world. He can even create a world timeline. It appeared that she never left. So in the comics, Kang's time chair was a device he created to travel through space and equipped with power, defense, weapons, and a shield. Now, I don't know if there is a chair in the movie version of this, the MCU version, because we haven't really seen a chair. We've seen what looks like and what appears to be some kind of multiversal vessel with the huge rings going around it. That's why people make the connection with the Shang-Chi post-credit scene when there's a signal that all of a sudden picks up, and people seem to think there's going to be some connection with Shang-Chi's 10 rings and Miss Marvel's bangles. So what is going to happen is she knows his true plan is to go to main Earth and conquer everything. So allegedly she will break his chair or break the space travel ship so he can't go anywhere. That is how he is going to seek revenge on her, because she is the reason why he is stuck in there. But I think it's kind of a plot hole that he's stuck there because Janet either shrunk down his chair or shrunk a component or somehow broke a component that he needs to get out of the quantum realm. He's the master of time, but he's stuck in the quantum realm. It is the most ridiculous thing ever. He's going to be the most vicious villain we've ever encountered in the MCU, but he's been stuck in the freaking quantum realm for such a long time. Don't worry, we're going to get on to going over the plot leak and how it relates to the trailer. Don't worry. I just want to pick up a few parts of this trailer. So, also, in the trailer, and actually this was in the description we went over, for the trailer that was 100% confirmed, there is a scene where we see that Kang is only blue when he's got the Kang the Conqueror uniform, we'll call it, just so you know what I mean, uniform on with the helmet. But there's one scene where he has blue eyes. He has blue eyes, and I guess you could say it's quantum energy. Maybe it's kind of like Monica Rambeau when she uses her powers, her eyes go blue. Now, I guess a bunch of people may pick up on that. Like, I don't really do trailer breakdowns. I like to discuss them, but we're not really breaking the trailer down. I'm just going over a few points. So there is a scene where his eyes go blue, and is it quantum energy? Probably not. We don't know. But it is fascinating how that is in the trailer, and a lot of people seen it, but didn't really make any comments about it. When I say a lot of people, I look on Twitter, I look on Instagram. I'm not a child. I don't use TikTok. I've seen people talk about blue eyes, but it's like, yeah, it could be quantum energy, could be anything. Could be his mutant eyes. I really hope they don't make Kang the freaking Conqueror a mutant, but if they did, I could see it coming. Now, obviously, there will be a twist come to the point where at the end of the movie, Ant-Man and the whole Ant family think they've beaten Kang, and he literally tricked them into helping him escape the quantum realm. And the end of the movie is actually Kang escaping the quantum realm and wreaking havoc. And that is where the Kang Conqueror's new dynasty will begin. So now we're going to go over the plot leak. And it's worth saying this was posted such a long time ago that if you're going to call it out for being fake, it has multiple plot points from multiple trailers that we've had. And it came out such a long time ago that you can't really call it out for being fake because it was there before any of these trailers were released. So we will go over the full plot leak because why not? So the movie opens up with Janet running away from some kind of crazy looking creature inside the quantum realm. We then cut to present day where we see a montage of Scott life as a proper celebrity. He gets recognized in the street. He became the employee of the century at Baskin Robbins. He used to work at. He's talking at Jimmy Woo's Too Expensive Diner. Finally, we see him doing a book tour for he narrates his life and how he saved the universe to a crowd via an excerpt of his book. He talks about how happy he was to meet a raccoon. He reveals to the crowd that he is now focusing on. Soon after, he gets a call that Cassie has been arrested. Yeah, this was 4 months ago, and you see Cassie coming out what looks like a jail cell in the new trailer. After Scott bails her out, and Scott is struggling to connect with Cassie. Also, Hank, Janet, and Hope dunk on Scott for his new book. Cassie has, however, bonded with Hank and Janet. We learn that she is interested in the family to the lab to create a walkie-talkie. It's a two-way communication. So, most likely, Kang's already been planning everything, and he knows about this because he can sense everything. And if she's sending signals to the quantum realm, she quickly demands Cassie turns it off. But something on the other side activates the device, and the whole family gets sucked in. So Kang, frickin' the Conqueror, planned this all, and he was just waiting for someone to try and communicate with the quantum realm, and he was waiting to pounce. Scott and Cassie and Hope and Janet are all separated into two separate groups. Scott tries to calm Cassie down by saying that being in the quantum realm is just like camping. No, it isn't, not this time, lad. We meet some of the creatures which reside in the quantum realm as the two groups individually advance towards the quantum city, governed by Bill Murray Kryler. And this is all now being confirmed in a press release that was released. So, soon as this information is 4 months old, the validity, the credibility keeps going up. William Jackson is playing Quaz, I believe and also that's being confirmed as well. Also plays a mind-reading leader of the quantum realm people. Quaz is a little guy with a go-head in a glass helmet. Katie O'Brien, on the other hand, plays the leader of the Freedom Rebel Alliance that wants to overthrow Kang's rule, a surfing giant stingray. Some buildings in the city appear to be alive. He is impressed to see that Janet is still alive. We learn that Janet and Kryler were friends with benefits. They had a fling during her time in the quantum realm, and he still has strong feelings for her, creating an awkward love triangle. Hank says that he used to date people as well after losing Janet. They all go to Cantina Bar with a bug-like bartender. Kryler tells the Pim Van Dyne family about Kang, an evil warlord who has taken over a big part and is threatening to take over all of it. He reveals that he has been trying to raise an army to stop and asks the Ant family to help him. At the same time, Kang has captured Scott and Cassie. Scott proudly claims he is an Avenger and will take down an Avenger. Have I killed you before? He then questions whether he is the one with a helmet, and Scott says they've used all the time, before all the time. Kang tells Scott that he is willing to help him escape the quantum realm and he'll get back the time he lost, but only if he helps him in return. Scott refuses at first, and Kang threatens to kill Cassie if he doesn't cooperate. Okay, we've seen this in variants of trailers, so this part doesn't really add any validity or context. Kang claims the world needs him since he is the only one who can stop what is coming. Stop Kang is potentially Kang. When Scott asks what that is, Kang simply replies, me, but We don't know if this is actually Kang the Conqueror or another variant of Kang speaking at this moment. Scott begrudgingly agrees and asks what he must do. Kang says that he requires his skill as a thief, as he needs him to steal something. Kang's chair controls his ship, multiversal travel abilities, or more accurate, the chair, the power source. But we haven't actually seen this chair. Now, let me know down below, have we actually seen this chair? Now, a lot of people seem to think he's on about the 10 rings. Is Shang-Chi in this movie? We don't know. Is Miss Marvel in this movie? We don't know. It could be the 10 rings. It could be bangles. It might not even be either of them. But I do believe we will be seeing Kang the Conqueror's chair, which is needed to power the multiversal ship that we keep seeing. Kang frees Scott and Cassie, and they return to the rest of the family. Okay, let's stop for a minute. Now, in the trailer, I've said it's very misleading, and it looks like Scott, it's like, yo, I don't care who Kang is, he can give us a second chance. It looks like Scott does kind of want to help him at first, but then sees that he's really an evil Time Lord, essentially. But he also sends MODOK, mechanical organism designed only for killing, his second in command and main advisor, with them to assist and keep an eye on them. Okay, we literally see this scene in the trailer. We learn MODOK is actually Darren Cross, Hank Pym's psychopathic protege, and they tried to replicate the formula, sell it to Hydra and the 10 rings in the first Ant-Man when Scott destroyed Darren's yellow jacket suit. He didn't actually die. His limbs just shrunk and he was sucked into the quantum realm, this form. There's a running joke where Ant-Man family calls MODOK Darren and he hates it. Okay, this lines up with the trailer. It really does. Scott has an emotional moment with Cassie, saying he's messed up a lot of things in his life, but she was the only thing he never did. He promises to get home to Cassie, that she hasn't been fully honest with the family, and she reveals that she's known Kang, and they spent quite a lot of time together in the quantum realm. Some commentators, some commentary people, some people on the internet will just be like, okay, so if Janet just told everyone about Kang, they could have stopped everything that's about to come as a precursor, I just made a word up, I think, about Kang. What I'm saying is, if Janet actually just told everyone about Kang, none of this is about to happen. What's about to happen post. We see a flashback of the two together. They bond over the fact that they were both trapped there. Kang has a ship that can traverse the multiverse, but it was broken and it was stuck in the quantum realm. Plot hole and kind of, it's not a plot hole. I just hope this is explained in the movie. Why are they stuck in the quantum realm? More specifically, why is Kang stuck there? Janet was helping him fix it and told him about her life and how she got stuck in there. Kang promised her that if they are successful in fixing the ship, he would help her get back the time she lost, with hope by creating a timeline where it would be like Janet never left. However, now this part is really important. Janet accessed a neutral device that connects Kang's consciousness with his ship and found out that he traveled to the quantum realm to take over the center of time. She confronted him with this information and asked if it was true, and once Kang came clean, she destroyed much of his ship equipment and escaped, and Kang's been looking ever since. Okay, destroyed much of the equipment needed for the ship and escape, but Scott is the only person that can steal said components will be needed for Kang to get out of the quantum realm. So he went to the quantum realm to take over the center of time, but he got stuck there. I mean, I'm not saying this is the kind of a little bit of a plot hole, but it is a little bit strange how he goes there to take over the center of time and magically gets stuck there randomly. And how long has he actually been there? Janet tells Scott that he can't trust Kang, but Scott seems unbothered by the nature of Kang, and he is willing to uphold his end of the deal if it means he gets his lost time back. So the second act implies that it is the heist, you know, the thing that only Scott can do because he's a master thief. Scott arrives at the quantum nexus, which is most likely probably the nexus of all realities, or at least it was in the comics. Indeed, the center of time and space allows someone to travel to every universe, realm, and dimension they please at any point in time. It is theorized to be the place where the Watcher resides, in which has the same crystal-like structure and colors that are all seen inside the quantum realm. It is also being guarded by Man-Thing in the comic. This is probably the center of time that Kang wants to take over. So you've got to understand, if this is true, Kang actually hasn't taken over the center of time yet, which is located in the quantum realm. And there he sees windows into alternate versions of his life. There's a Scott who has just a Baskin-Robbins employee in his universe and doesn't understand what's going on. Scott works his multiversal self against MODOK and then steals Kang's chair's power core. What is the power core? But in a twist, it is revealed that Kang already has taken over all of the quantum realm, and Kryler was actually working for him the entire time and had set the Ant family up, but only under threats for his life. Kryler is very afraid. Kang reveals he's built an army and says he'd take it with him to conquer all universes. He then tells Janet that she gave him a lot of time to plot a revenge by leaving him stranded in the quantum realm when he leaves the first universe he'll claim will be hers, and that's essentially going to be Avengers 5, and that's the stinger. But I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if this whole plot leak is real, because why is he like, yo, I need your help, Scott, only you can do it. And then we get later into plot leak in part 2, and it's like, yo, he's already taken over the Centerverse, he's already got everything he needs, but he can't escape the quantum realm. So this part is somewhat, it can't be true. It can't be true fully. The Ant family rescue Kryler from Kang's grasp, and Kryler's army comes to fight against Kang's army alongside Scott and Hope, the latter of which has got a lightsaber wing. Cassie also reveals that she was snooping around Hank's basement and has been training with her own shrinking suit, puts it on and gets Giant to fight MODOK, whilst also trying to persuade MODOK to switch sides, which he eventually does. Giant Scott and Giant Cassie run to each other and give each other a hug. It's a joke about feeling like he's hugging Godzilla. There is a giant battle against the two armies, but eventually Kryler's army falls. Hank flies in with a legion of battle-armored ants. They attack Kang. He manages to hold them off with his telekinesis power. Telekinesis, pretty similar. MODOK joins the fight and suppresses Kang's telekinetic powers, allowing the Ant family to attack and knock him out. Kang, however, manages to fatally injure MODOK. The family goes to MODOK's side. As he dies, he rubs his tiny hand on Scott's cheek. There's an emotional moment where MODOK says Cassie was right about him, and then at least he died in Avenger. Scott says he did a good job and agreed. So the Ant family have figured out a way to escape the quantum realm. But Kang, who has survived the fight, grabs Scott and the rest of the Ant family. Go back without him. So they probably use Kang's chair, power core, which they have stolen, to somehow figure a way back out of the quantum realm. Hope immediately fires up the machine and is willing to go back to the quantum realm to save Scott. In the meantime, Kang beats the living crap into Scott. Now, this is the part of the trailer where loads of people are like, yo, Scott's going to die. Because the way the trailer makes it seem like it's halfway into the movie. But I honestly think, based on this information and watching the trailers multiple times, is that the fight that Kang has with Scott, where Scott gets the shit beaten into him, is right at the end of the movie. And that's why people think he's going to die. Kang is beating Scott up, making his face all bloody. Wasp arrives and helps Scott fight and defeat Kang. As they are ready to use their transport device to arrive back to their world and trap Kang forever in the quantum realm, Kang steals it and traps them instead. Now, I know what people are going to say. Yo, Kang the freaking Conqueror only just beat Scott Lang, aka Antman, and Hope in a fight? Yeah, I know, it does sound a bit convoluted, but I presume Kang will get much stronger throughout his conquering rampage, because they're not just going to make him super OP instantly, are they? No, it's like when they introduce Sentry. He's not going to be crazy OP essentially right at the start. They get more powerful. They've got to build up the hype of these villains, especially the villain for Phase 5 and essentially Phase 6, because he is going to be one of the main villains, potentially, rumoredly, alongside the Beyonder. So, yeah, it is interesting, this part here, because it says Kang disappears and traps them with the device, the transport device. Does this mean his multiversal space travel ship with Kang's chair? We don't know. Scott and Hope hug each other, and Scott asks why she came back, and she tells him because she saw all the other versions of herself too, and the only one she wanted was the one where she was with him. It's such a cute family movie. Now, it goes on to say, Hope says to Scott that their family will be okay. They have each other, to trust in the duo, to find a way out. Cassie will do what she needs to do. We then cut to Cassie frantically running all these kind of programs on the different computer. At some point, she stares at the monitor and she notices something and her eyes gasp and the movie goes to black. I presume that's Kang starting to conquer Earth, etc. Eventually another little bit we don't see coming. So MODOK isn't actually dead, and MODOK was actually both manipulating Kang and the heroes the whole time so he could escape the quantum realm himself. Now that would be a freaking stinger if that part is true. Now, of course, there will be 2 post-credit scenes. There always is. That's not an exclusive at all. Yeah, we get it. There wasn't with Black Panther 2, but there was supposed to be a post-credit scene with Black Panther 2 where Dr. Doom actually is there and is like, yo, I'm behind everything. So what I find interesting is there is plot leaks about the post-credit scene for this actual movie being Ant-Man 3, and one of them is essentially just we start to see what Kang is freaking doing outside of the quantum realm, and it's about to get crazy because they need to set up what is coming next right at the end of the movie and also in the post-credit scene. Now, another one that's been floating around is the Fantastic Four will be introduced, but we know they haven't cast anyone, but I guess they could do some kind of teaser for that. But also what's interesting is I'm not going to actually come out and say what I've heard because I don't want to be the person that puts it out there. But if anyone else starts talking about it on Twitter, I will say it. So they are doing reshoots at the moment, and a lot of people seem to think these aren't major. But from what I've been told, they are still changing major parts of the movie. I'm talking like 1 minute or so of the movie right at the end. Apparently, they're adding an insane story point right at the end of the movie. And I'm not going to reveal it here. But if they do add what I've heard right at the end of the movie, this is going to be a freaking game changer. And this actual scene that I was told about will literally break the internet when it happens. But if it does not happen in Ant-Man 3, it will definitely happen at some point in the MCU. It is freaking insane what they are implying happens and who and how and why something is going to take place right at the end of the movie. Just when you think it's over, there is something else that happens. It's like a major plot, evil, crazy twist. Even bigger than Kang getting out of the quantum realm. It is so freaking big. I'm going to be a leaker. I'm not a leaker. If there's information out there, I will speak about it. For instance, we dropped a video that went over the full trailer description that was 100% real. I'm quite confident in the information I've been told that the reshooting scenes are actually not just reshoots, they are adding new scenes. I know we've seen an image of Scott Lang walking around what looks like San Francisco. From what I've been told from a very reliable source, they've added an insane scene, but I don't know if they have. So like always, guys, let us know. What do you think about Plot Leak? Do you think it's real? It seems to line up with everything, but you got to understand, you've got to understand this plot leak is 5 months old. So stuff that it's already called that happened in the trailer is in the plot leak. So you can't really dispute it for being, yeah, it's someone that it can't be someone that guessed. There's too much detail that has been right in trailers coming out. Realistically, they haven't shown you much in the trailer based on what happens in the movie. And I think a lot of the stuff in the trailer does happen in the movie, but the Scott Lang fight with Ant-Man, that has got to be right at the end when most of the family's already pieced out of the quantum realm. So like always, guys, let us know everything you think about this video. I will go over this new crazy scene that's apparently being filmed if one of the scoopers actually gets information about it. But I'm not going to drop it myself. Please don't DM me. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I was told something pretty freaking insane that will make every Marvel fan actually fanboy, even if you're not the biggest Marvel fan. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya and later.